whenever we embark on situations on the surface level, it ends up becoming a bigger problem because we're not dealing with the situation. It's almost like if you have an Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. Let's get right into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. This was requested. In fact, every about a week or two, I put up a community post asking what you would like me to cover, and like I said, this was suggested. If you want to suggest, please make sure you subscribe so that you see the community post, and I do make most of your suggestions, especially if you're a member. Regarding memberships, there's many great perks, so check out the membership tab. I just released an app actually not too long ago. I'm releasing my second one very soon, so stay tuned for that. At the end, there is a little promo about my app. Check it out in the description box. Okay, so I'm doing Selena Gomez versus Justin Bieber, and I know some of you are like, oh, well, a few of you are like, oh, leave them alone. Just don't watch the video. You know, if you don't want me to talk about it, don't watch the video. We have free will. You know, life's too short to be harping on about certain things. So this is the crystal magic tarot I'm going to be using, and the energy, I picked up the energy, and the energy that I got was Justin's really in his feelings, really in his feelings. You know, he's a sun in Pisces, she's a sun in Cancer, and I think this is bringing out a side to him that he did not know existed. It takes a lot. I've said this before, even though I'm very happy for my ex who is thriving, and I'm very happy for him. He is in the public eye, and I won't say who it is because I don't want to attach myself to a big name, or any name. You know, I think it's tacky to be like, unless I know the person personally, but on in public, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I dated that person. I think it's tacky, but he's thriving, and I'm very happy for him. In the beginning, when he was started dating, it was not very. It brought out some feelings in me, as most things do. You know, we are people. So this is my thing about religion as a whole, particularly Christianity. And I don't mean to bash Christians. I think Christianity can be great for some people, but for a lot of people, Christianity just, you know, we are complex beings. That's why I love astrology. You know, astrology will tell you your sun, your moon, your rising, will tell you your Venus, your North Node, all that kind of stuff, and individualize you, because we're not meant to be in groups, you know, especially Sun in Aquarius. I'm a Sun in Aquarius, and I really appreciate that aspect of it because you are your own person. And the problem with just being so religious is that we group people into certain ideals. Now, I do believe in doing the right thing versus the wrong thing, that kind of thing, having regular rules, you know, so that society can have a standard. But when you expect somebody to just pray away their problems, I think that creates issues, especially with mental illness. And I think that is what's going on with Justin. I think he's seen some serious darkness in his life, and I empathize with him. I empathize with him a lot, because it must not be easy, you know. So with that being said, you know, it's not easy for him to go through this, and I think that he's choosing the surface level way to deal with his problems. And whenever we embark on situations on the surface level, it ends up becoming a bigger problem because we're not dealing with the situation. It's almost like if you have an infection, you just put a band-aid on it. You know, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And I think for him, he has deep feelings for Selena that won't just go away by praying, you know. I think he really needs therapy. I think he needs to talk to somebody. I think that he needs to make himself vulnerable to open up and really release any pain he's had in the past, which I unfortunately do not see him doing. So the Page of Swords, I see him really focusing on her a lot, and asking himself what happened, asking himself what could he have done better, You know, even though he is, people say that he's happy. Both things can be true. You know, if you, that's what I'm talking about being a versatile human being. We have layers. Both things can be true. You can be happy, well, to an extent, happy with your wife, and be grateful for your family. But if you have an argument with your wife, you can think about your ex, you know? It's normal. It's completely normal. But it's what you do with those thoughts. That's the difference. And I think that when things get shaky, like I've said before, I see them not really living together, kind of being very distant at home. I think the separation is going to get more and more and more. And I've said this before, that I dated a Sun in Pisces. And instead of breaking up with me, he didn't ghost me, but he just became very scarce and made himself the victim. And that made me break up with him, you know, because that's what Pisces in general have a tendency of doing. They won't do the dirty work, but they'll make you the bad person, because they have to, their power is in victimhood, a lot of them. So with Four of Coins, I see that he wants to, you know, Four of Coins, which in the traditional deck is usually pulled Four of Pentacles, but he wants to, in this scenario, I see him kind of trying to put his money in different places. And because of that, with the Chariot, I think he's trying to, they're rebuilding their home. I see that, where they're building their house and they're doing different things. In fact, I've never really looked at this card before, even though I use this deck a lot. But it's like they're building their house, they're trying to make up for things not working out in their home. So I see them remodeling, renovating, putting up like pictures and stuff like that, focusing on material things. At the bottom of the deck being Ace of Swords, I see very strongly, let's see. Oh, this popped out. Okay, so they want to give this idea that they're stable. The Hierophant, Page of Coins, and Page of Wands. They want to portray that they're stable and that everything's fine, when really I don't believe that it is. So that's what I get about Justin. Now let's see with Selena. I see him being like, oh, if something's going wrong, he's like, he wakes up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to, because his anxiety and his issues are focused on the wrong thing. I really think he would benefit from therapy. Really, we all do. Trust me, I love therapy. That's why I have an issue with very pro-Christians, because a lot of them don't seek therapy and they need it. They think, oh, you can just heal yourself. God can heal you. And as much as I'm very spiritual, sometimes you need an outside source to guide you and show you the way. Okay. Interesting. So with the Sun, I see her being very happy. I have said, I've seen it play out in my readings a lot, that I see her having some kind of doubts about a marriage. And I told the story the last time I did a reading, or maybe the second to last time, but I was engaged twice. I mean, engaged twice, I can't believe it. Last time was 10 years ago. And as soon as it happened, both of them, I didn't even get rings, because I never really believed in getting married. The first one is a very long story, and the second one wasn't really that long. I mean, he was going to propose to me. He had asked me, and we had decided we were engaged, but he lived somewhere else, another country, and he was going to come over and propose to me. But as soon as both of them happened, I automatically felt like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, you know? So she's going to have the Tower at that moment. And it's okay. You know, people are like, oh my gosh, you know, leave them alone, blah, blah, blah. I do these readings. I don't make up these readings. I read what I read. You know, I don't say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start some rumors today. I just see what I see, you know? And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to realize, hey, I don't want to be with this person. It's okay. And when you have kids, it's different. I do encourage my friends to have kids, or people that I know have kids, to work with the person, because it's difficult to manage time. It's difficult to do all this stuff when you are no longer together, especially for the children. But if you don't have kids and there's a way to leave a relationship, do it. If it's for your happiness, do it. Because sometimes you can feel trapped. Both times I was engaged, as soon as I got engaged, a week in, I was like, what did I say yes to? You know? And I just all of a sudden felt this weight on me. You know? And it's a real feeling. People don't talk about it, but it's a real feeling. And then I ended it, and people, you know, one of them said, the first one's a long story, but the second one, he was really angry with me. He didn't want to talk to me, and I was like, I felt guilty, but I'd rather not marry somebody just to marry them. And then they hate me, or we have kids, and I have to live with them disliking me and seeing them with our children almost every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. So, Seven of Cups. I see her realizing her life is just not meant to be with this person, with Benny. I really see it, and I'm not making it up. I want happiness for her so much. I think she deserves it. I just don't see it being with Benny. And it's okay to admit that, you know. Just because somebody is not right for you doesn't mean they're bad, doesn't mean they're horrible. They're just not right for you, and it's okay. So with the Hierophant, I see her looking for more stability. I think the late nights that he works and stuff like that, it's getting to her. And I say it all the time about Sun and Cancer. Sun and Cancers, they will put in so much energy and effort into sometimes relationships, and they really struggle sometimes with that. They struggle with, they overgive, they overlove, they overdo things for people, and then like too much. Too much. Sometimes they need to be more selfish. So the Ace of Coins, the Lovers, and the Death, I don't see it working out. I really don't. I want the best for her. I do. But with Benny, I don't see it being him. So that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.